Monday morning motivation. Listen, on Friday we talked about some of the wrong motives, and we faced that. But just like in anything, I don't like when speakers talk about the negative things or people come with problems, never have solutions. I want to talk about 3 right motives that we can have and that we'd like to approach to tackle this week. First of all, having a sense of duty. As parents, it's our obligation not to do what necessarily the children want, but what they need, right? I mean, there's times you do the nice things, but as parents, we've got to have that sense of duty to do the right thing. I heard of a parent just the other day, and they reached out to a grandparent because the child had fallen, needed stitches in the hospital, even putting that little child in a papoose to, hold them down because they had a stitch and the child was really blowing a gasket, and, rightfully so, they're scared and the rest. And the parent and the grandparent had to hold the child down. And there's nothing worse than holding down a child when they're screaming and hollering. It's a sense of duty because you're doing what's best for that child. I even remember when our 4th child needed a muscle biopsy in his thigh, and he was awake for this. He was, I don't know, maybe 2 years old, if so, a year or 2 years old. And we had to hold him down, and I could see in his eyes, he's looking up at us. Why do you allow this to happen to me, Dad, Mom? Tears flowing down his face. He was on a ventilator, and it's a painful thing, but that's a sense of duty, doing the right things, doing the hard things, and doing things for the right reasons. Volunteers have a sense of duty. People in the military, as much as you see the advertisements, we do this for the education, and no, most people sign up to serve because there's a sense of duty. They want to represent and protect the country and serve our country, and that's so honorable. The second thing is self-discipline, another right motive. Doing things when they're hard and when we don't feel like doing it. Self-discipline. Hey, those who are trying hard, trying to lose weight, trying to do better, trying to be better, it takes discipline. You do things when you don't feel like it. You cut back on things you shouldn't have. You really work hard to be more healthy. You exercise. You change. And the third motivation is love. It's the greatest motivation of all. It leads us to make sacrifices. As in 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13, 14 says, "Be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong, and do everything with love." Love, we do things for family that we wouldn't do for anyone else. We do things for friends. We go out of our way. We're willing to do whatever because we love them. We do things for community. And there's others who really do love their community. They go out of their way to do better, to be better, to help, to assist, to work together, to care for your neighbors, to watch out for each other. And the greatest example of all of this is Jesus, as we're in this season right now of Easter, right? He did what he did. It was because of love. The bottom line is, when you look at, especially in Easter, people say he was nailed to the cross, his hands and his legs. That's what kept him on the cross. But I dare disagree with you and everyone else. It wasn't the nails that held him. It was love. For God so loved the world that he gave his son. And Jesus' love for us, he stayed there. He had the power to remove himself. And he did not, because he loved us. It's powerful. That third motivation of love. I hope and pray that each and every one of us would have these 3 positive motivating factors in our lives. So listen, when I see you on our awesome streets of Garfield, please be sure to wave, beep, shout. The weather's getting phenomenal. Stay encouraged. Let's keep pressing. Let's keep pushing. God bless. Have a fantastic week. See you all real soon. Remember, the right motives are sense of duty, self-discipline, and the greatest one is love.